Good morning and hello everyone. We are Juan David Castellano and Maury and my name is Stefany Obando.
And this is our presentation, first practice observation.
Inteine Manuel Murillo Toro, with the coordinator Noel Lozano.
What has been the dynamic of hiring and monitoring for the teachers in this institution?
The National Civil Service Commission calls as a contest for teachers. The professors participate to fill vacant position. They present the exam after.
What has been the dynamic of hiring and monitoring for the teachers in this institution?
The National Civil Service Commission calls as a contest for teachers. The professors participate to fill vacant position. They present the exam after that. They have their specific process. This is done by the National Commission. The UTE does the interviews. The coordinator believes that this is the UTE does. These teachers are the ones who work with the teaching profession, regardless of the levels. That is how the state hires them.
Who is in the institutional evaluation developed, and what is done with these results?
Okay, when the year is coming to the end, the institutions use the guide 334 that talks about self-assessment and the institutional improvement plan. They meet by teams evaluating four aspects of management, academic, community, and financial management. The self-assessment is done and immediately the improvement plan is made that will come into effect in the academic year. Each year, this self-assessment is carried out and it's planned for the following year. The periodicity is annual.
So the next question is about how often are boarding meetings and what are the topics that they're taking these meetings. So according to the law 105 of the 1994, and this article, it talks about how the school government is confirmed by the principal, the board directors, the academic council, and the school government. They meet at least once time every month, which will be 10 times in the year. Extraordinary meetings are held when the situation requires it. For example, in delicate cases, they are given due process, coordination, school guidance, and group management. Regular teachers joining this meeting if the situation is extreme. Also, academic case are approved just like a student plan, coexist manual, look at what is the current legislation, what is updated, and that's it. And the board of the directors is made up of the principal, two primary and secondary teachers, two parents, one from the parents council and other for the association, the student representative and ex-student, and the representative for the productive sector. Each one of them has situations to speak this done to see how the school is and how it is working and what are the tasks that they need to improve. So these are the questions about the curriculum, what elements and actors are essential in the school about the curriculum. So they say that the law 115 informs about the curriculum. There you find the evaluation, study plans, strategy, methodology, and everything for the management of the institution to take into account how this will be evaluated to the institutional student evaluation system she will be considered. So the next is how effective are the ministry guidelines involving the school's curriculum, and there is an academic council which is made sorry There is academic council, which is made up of the area heads. The areas are social, science, art, physical, Spanish, English, and etc. And there is a this is made up of the heads of these areas, and so who is institutional evaluation developed and what is done with these results. So there is an academic council which is made up of the area heads in this area like social, naturals, art, Spanish, English, etc. This academic council organize and restructures the curriculum every semester. They have something called the quality commitment. This is may make sure that everything is well in the institution. The next one is how often are board meetings held and what topics are most frequent. Mm, and they tell us that the guidelines are a solid basis for the elaboration of the study plans and the curriculum. From there, he he have been able to observe different pedagogical aspects.
What is the pedagogical model?
Well, the pedagogical model of the Manuel Montessori institution is a social constructivist model. Its a basic idea is to interact with students so that they participate and obtain their knowledge.
What are the pay construction and monitoring processes like?
Okay, well, the law of 115 of the Bay informs that to make a project, there must be basic lines of work, contributions of students, parents, and teachers. And the guide 34 have four aspects. For that reason, for the institutional educational project must be constantly modified with new aspects, and that is by the change. A big example so was the educational change by the world pandemic, where the TICs were implemented.
How do you make inclusion evident in the pay?
In the pay, the institutional has a school counselor. Her name is Clarena Toledo, who is a cyclist, and she does if the shield is suitable in the institutional, and that depends on the situation of each students can be referred to specialist institutions. In the institutions apply the inclusion in each students, including their place of origin, race, sex, and condition. Everything is taken into account all through the curriculum.
How is this development and fulfillment of basic learning rights monitored?
Um, DBA is the basic learning rights, and it has eight aspects. This is applied to elaborate the study plans, subject plans, and the area plans. This is related to the state test. This educational institution works with the DBA and we they make the follow-up. How are faults classified in the manual and what is the resolution of this?
Are classified in three types. The one is a mostly verbal aggression type. The second is a type 2. In the type 2, the recidivism in behaviors that threaten to coexistence. And the type 3, lacerations, physical aggressions, sexual harassments, illegal possession of weapons, illegal possession of narcotics, that were formerly called minor, serious, and very serious in the institution before, but they were altered and were given numerical terms. It's no longer called coexistence manual, but the manual name now has changed, like coexistence pact. This update is always sent in the school, trying to cover the emerging problems after the pandemic of COVID-19.
Has the process been effective in the institution?
Yes, the due process is carried out in the school where students are socialized that if a fault is made, the person who observes the fault makes a notation in the observer. If the student is a repeat offender, the group director is informed. After it, this group director consults the coordinator. If the situation goes to the academic council, another goes to the board of directors. In the school, whenever a fault is committed, immediately is typified, using specific sections of the coexistential manual to make the notation.
How, for what, those who participate in the construction of the students observes?
The educational community elaborates the student observer, also called anecdotal, where it has the student's personal and academic information to keep a record of the student's academic coexistence.
This is all, and thank you for the attention.
Qué bueno.
And thanks for everything. Goodbye.